Speaking of the city, just like every Monday, the mayor joins us on set to discuss very important issues that are facing our city today. Thank you so much for being with us, Mayor.
It's a pleasure.
And like I just mentioned a little bit ago, you do have a city council meeting tonight. Mike Garza has a couple of items on the agenda, the height of signs, as well as business contractors, maybe getting a criminal background check.
Absolutely.
Elaborate on some of those and what else is on the agenda for tonight.
Well, let me just tell you that I think it's very important to ensure that the people that we're doing business with have a clean record. The last thing you want to do is have someone that has a criminal record and will take advantage of our citizens. Therefore, I think it's a very good idea, and we will certainly implement that and enforce it. Not just have an ordinance and not implement it and not enforce it. And I think it's a good idea. I think, you've seen a lot of our citizens, many of our citizens rather, that do business with some of these contractors. For the most part, I would say that 99% of them do a great job and they're law-abiding. But there's that 1% that takes advantage a lot of times against our senior citizens and people who could not defend themselves. So I think it's a good thing, and we'll come up with something good for that. Now, in terms of the height of the signs, if we can adjust that, I think we will. One of the problems that I've had in there, and I think you can see some of the signs in particular near a certain location, I'm not going to mention where, that they intentionally block another business, and I don't think that's right. So I want to bring that about, that discussion about tonight.
You also have some budget issues as well.
The budget hearings, we will have next week, we'll have some meetings, probably the 8th, 9th, and 10th, as I recall. It'll be 3 days of workshops, but we're doing very well. We are going to balance the budget, unlike other places. But, we're trying to be smart with our spending. We have not furloughed anybody. We're spending over $100 million, approximately $100 million, for police and fire protection. We're having to make cuts like anybody else, and we want to make sure that we keep people employed. But I think one of the things that we have to do is we have to find ways of generate revenue and bring more jobs to Laredo. I mean, that's the bottom line, and to be able to bring that tax base. But, like everybody else, we're going to tighten our belts, and we're going to try to be smart with our spending and provide the services. We want to make sure that we don't cut short the services to our citizens. And that's important.
Some folks are a little worried about third-party funding. I know that in the past they've taken a hit, but what's your feeling on that this year?
Well, I think one of the things that we're going to look at, there's some that are double dipping, and I'm going to look at that very carefully. We all are. But the most important thing about the third-party funding, the ones that need it most, and there's veterans, indigent veterans, senior citizens, and things that really need to be done. But things that are not a priority certainly will be facing some cuts, I'm sure.
Okay. Thanks a lot for joining us, Mayor. Appreciate having you with us.
Always good seeing you.
Thanks a lot, Mayor.